Get your hands up, yeah. To the floor, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 108. We are back for something we did a couple times, like a month or two ago, probably like 2 months ago. Late night podcast.
It's the late night show, baby.
Late
you know
night
what that
show
means.
with your boys.
You know what that means. We get more tired as the episode goes on.
Exactly.
Well,
And it's kind of it gets a little weird.
Yeah, it gets weird.
If you play. So yeah, it's a late night podcast tonight. We're doing this on Tuesday night. I am not going to be around for the next week or so we figured we'd get this in.
However, we do a big friend group thing going on Sunday. We get to go watch. He's flying out to South Carolina.
Yep.
Coming home, and then landing in Detroit at 10 a.m. on Sunday, and we have to go to a Lions game at 1 p.m. on Sunday.
And it's going to be chaotic. I can so see it going wrong.
I can easily see us not making the game.
That just happens to us. I have to give you my StubHub account so you can, in case I don't make the game, because I got all the tickets on my phone. Imagine if if you couldn't get it on your phone and I just can't make the game.
You were on the plane and we're like, shit,
oh
we
my
need
God,
that.
dude. See that I could see that happening.
Easily.
It probably wasn't the best idea to plan it like this, but it's cool. It's a fun
makes
story.
It more fun. Yeah, exactly.
It makes it more stressful, which if it ends up happening good, then we pulled it off.
In a more stressful situation turned good just makes for better stories.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going
better
for.
Outcome. But today, we are doing pretty similar episodes to what we've been doing the last couple weeks. We're going to do our weekly picks. We're going to talk about last week of NFL football, do our player of the week, and then we are doing our top 10 shooting guards in the NBA, which is such a crazy list.
The most talented, the most depth. Like all the guys are the exact same tier.
I think top 10 point guards
is probably better.
It's probably better.
But like this is like they're all on the same
much
tier.
Harder. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't even want to get into it right now. We'll get into it later. But right now, let's just hop into it.
Let's hop into it.
Let's get into it. First off, I want to say
we have a problem.
What?
We didn't do weekly picks. Like I didn't write them down with you.
Oh man.
So prior to an episode, we usually like sit here and he'll read off the games.
We didn't do that.
No, I'll do it on the fly.
Can you just pick them on the fly? Will you write them down as we do it though?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, usually like 10. Literally, I do weekly picks 10 minutes before the episode starts.
Yeah.
Because he'll just read off the games.
Anyway. Yeah, just so we have the same order. So yeah, it's gonna be on the fly weekly picks.
You got to figure out who the winner is.
Oh shoot, I do.
Yeah.
No, I already know who it is.
Oh, you do? You already figured it out?
Yeah, I listened to last week's, but all right, let's just hop into it. Well, this is part of the late night podcast. Like
on the fly. We can't
know
restart.
just as much
it's too
as
late.
you guys listening. Yeah. We had a problem last week with pausing the podcast and then restarting it. We're not doing that again.
Ever.
The last episode isn't on YouTube just because we had a lot of weird issues going on, but this one will be, so.
Yeah, this one is fully fixed and the mics are consistently working.
Before we talk about football and sports, we got to talk about this top 500 songs.
Oh my God,
because it is just, how is Holy Smokes not in the top 10?
No, that is not the issue with the list. That is not the problem. The problem is that Public Enemy's Fight the Power is number 2.
So who made this list?
Rolling Stones.
Top 500 songs ever.
And the last time they did it was like the 2000s, like early 2000s. So they'd like update the list.
Yeah.
Like
they probably didn't add that many songs in, I feel like.
I think they did.
Yeah, you're right.
Like think about like Royals at 30. That song came out in like 2013.
That's facts, though. I feel like that deserves a top 30.
I feel like
Ever, though, dude? Yeah, that's so...
No, dude.
Ever is such a long time.
You're telling me Queen's Bicycle isn't better than that song?
How is, like, Neil Diamond, like, how many songs has he got in the
He's
top?
got to have 15.
He has to have at least 2 in the top 30, right?
Easily. Sweet Caroline and Cracklin' Rosie.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Like, they got to be... Or, like, Forever in Blue Jeans. That song.
And, like, where did you say Bohemian Rhapsody was?
17?
That's top 10 easy.
They put Hey Ya above that.
Okay, that might be facts, though.
Hey Ya is one of the happiest, most uplifting, but
exactly.
It's actually like a sad song.
Like where is Nice for What in the top 500?
It shouldn't make it.
Yes, it should.
That does not belong.
5.
No.
Nice for What? deserves to be
Like
top
Lil
500.
Baby has one song. Doesn't have a song.
I was gonna say, does he have a song?
I mean, does Drip Too Hard on there?
There's no way, right?
That'd be the only song that makes
Because
it on
it's
him,
so
right?
weird because they have the different genres of music.
Yeah, and like you have to compare that song to like.
Okay, so are they counting like songs, like orchestra type songs?
It's like the
Does that
60s
count?
and up.
I was gonna say, because are they counting songs from like the
No, I don't think Beethoven's
20?
Ninth
Yeah, like
Symphony
stuff
isn't
like
out
that.
there.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But
I think it's only like music that you'd know if you heard it. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I guess some people would know that, but like the normal person. But they just recently, we'll have to check this out after the episode. They did their top 500 albums of all time. Like, I want to say this year or a year, very recent. They updated that too. And we'll have to
what's the best album ever?
It's probably like
obviously probably an older.
it's probably
rock album.
It's probably Led Zeppelin's one with Stairway to Heaven. That album is like people love that album.
Could be
Like
that.
I
one.
don't like it.
It's probably top 10.
They're like the Beatles have a top 10 album.
There's got to be like a standout number one album though, right?
I
don't know what it would be though.
Me either. Like I'm trying to think of an all-time album in the history that Dangerous, the double album. You know that's the highest selling album of the year this year.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
he
crazy.
still runs the table for
Dang.
that, which is wild.
Even more than Donda or CLB
Yeah.
will probably pass it, but
I don't know.
probably.
It's been out for a long time.
Yeah, but exactly. Yeah, but
Yeah.
It's been out for way longer. That's what I mean.
No, there's an album that sticks out to me, except for maybe like Lil Boat 1.
I was trying to think of a funny rap album to say like
I mean,
maybe The Big Day, Chance the Rapper.
The Big Day.
All right, let's talk about football now though. This past weekend, Big Ten ran football as the Big Ten now has 6 teams ranked in the top 20. Michigan State had a big time win over Miami, Florida. Just swept the table with them. Now they're in the top 20. They're ranked at number 20. Michigan kills Northern Illinois.
Literally, the game was over from the jump. I mean, first 9 possessions we scored. It was baller.
They are ranked now at number 19. Not even saying this off of like Michigan State bias. What gives Michigan the edge over MSU? I mean, MSU has the clear bigger win than Michigan does.
Did Washington lose this last weekend?
No, but Miami's better than Washington.
Yeah, probably. I guess it's just
in
that
Miami too.
like Michigan started off as already like a brink team, and like Michigan State, nobody expected them to be good coming in this year.
I mean, like
what did you expect out of Michigan
sense that they're
State season
close.
this year?
I expect them to be better than last year.
Did you expect them to be ranked all year?
I figured they would get ranked at some point, but I didn't. I don't know. I mean, it's only 3 games into the year too, so
yeah, they could easily just fall.
I just hope they both go undefeated until they play each other
facts.
on the 30th.
You see, Michigan is supposed to win every game on their schedule. That's bullshit.
That's a little wild.
It is. No, it is.
I mean, I get MSU, I get Wisconsin, maybe Ohio State. Like, is that game in Ann Arbor this year though?
I'm not sure. It's a good question.
The Penn State game, though, I don't know about
It's a tough
that.
one.
I mean,
Well,
Penn State has looked really good.
We have Ohio State game last game of the year, second to last game of the year.
Last game of the year, yeah.
It's like we have like a 52%.
Yeah, because
chance to
MSU
win.
ends the season with Ohio State second last game of the year, Penn State last game of the year.
Yeah,
That is
screwed.
tough.
That's awful.
Wisconsin is 1 spot ahead of both of those teams at number 18. Ohio State falls to number 10. Penn State is number 6, and Iowa is number 5. So the Big Ten is really, really dominating so far.
Do Michigan or State not have to play Iowa unless it's championship?
MSU I know doesn't. No, Michigan don't play them. I don't think either. Yeah.
Damn,
So.
that's cool. So we'll see them in the.
Yep. Michigan's got to play
championship, maybe.
Wisconsin next week though, because who do they got? They have who do they got this week? Nebraska, Rutgers. Yeah, that's who they got. MSU has. They have Nebraska, I think.
Because there was somebody in our friend group talking crazy about Rutgers, saying how good they were this year.
It's Tebow.
Oh my god,
Tebow loves
dude.
Rutgers.
Tebow.
Shout out Tebow. He's listening to this.
Yeah. Shout
Also,
out
but
Tebow.
while I remember,
shout
out. I got to shout out Phil from work. He really wanted me to give him a shout out. He's an Ohio State fan. They lost, so
yeah. Shout out you, Phil.
shout out to Phil.
Find a better team. Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. He's also a Steelers fan too.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, he knows
no
we're going
shot.
to the game too. So, yeah, but MSU they got to take on Nebraska, I think, next week, and then they take on Western Kentucky. I'll be at that game. Excited to go to that, and then they play a good team after that, but I forget who.
You going down with like Dale for that?
Yeah, well,
that's
he'll
gonna
be there, but
That's gonna be awesome.
yeah, I know. I'm super excited.
Yeah,
we went 2 years ago to the MSU Penn State game, and that was really fun.
Did they get murked?
Yeah, the game was over within like Penn State was ranked like number 3 or 4 in the country when they played them.
Was this was it Saquon?
No. This was 2 years ago. It was Lewerke, but
how crazy it would be if you would have saw Saquon playing in college. Would have been nuts.
Yeah, that'd have been unreal.
That's what you need to start doing.
So yeah, is there anything else though? College football talk. I mean,
every top 10 team.
Who's the best team in the Big
who
Ten?
Cares?
I haven't seen Iowa at all.
Me either.
So
I haven't watched
I'm going to
down.
default to Penn State because they looked really good against Auburn. But that was a big time win, and Iowa hasn't played no Auburn caliber team.
I can't imagine Iowa being that great. Like
Yeah.
I know they're good every year.
And
they're pretty solid.
also in the crappy side of the Big Ten too. I
Exactly.
mean, it's them and Wisconsin. Occasionally, Northwestern is good.
That's a joke.
That's
of
pretty
a
much
side.
it. Yeah.
Get out of here.
It's always Iowa, Wisconsin.
Isn't that annoying?
And then there will be a random year of Northwestern.
Yeah,
that's
facts.
it.
That's so annoying.
And then over here, you got Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, and
Michigan
even
State.
Michigan State this year.
Every year.
And
those four
Indiana was
teams
good
always
last
compete.
year, too. They're not bad
Facts.
this year, but like.
Where's Minnesota?
just
Is that
adds
on the other
into it.
side?
They're on the other side,
That makes sense.
They were good, yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
guess
were good.
They were good last year and the year
Shout out
before.
Minnesota fans who thought we were forgetting about them.
Yeah, exactly. Is that it, though, for
Yeah,
college football?
I think so.
All right, let's talk about our results. Can you just, like, show me your page real quick?
Yeah.
Because I actually don't know who won, but I just want to – I can do, like, a quick look if you want to. I can't really talk and do that, so if you just want to
I got to find
talk
something
for
to
a
talk
second.
about.
Yeah.
I
could, like –
songs
in,
that I
but-
would put in the top 500.
Yeah, there you go.
Sign of the Times by Harry Styles at like 469.
Is it actually
Yeah,
in
and I
there?
feel like that's way too low. That song, like, I'll listen to that in a car and it'll give me chills every time.
I hate how you do this opposite of me.
I do mine sideways. He does his vertical. A song that I feel like definitely deserves to be in there, and I don't know if it is. I haven't checked. Downtown by Macklemore.
Oh, yeah.
That song is the modern day Bohemian.
What's the one?
Downtown.
No, Can't Hold Us. That has to be in the top 500.
Macklemore has 3. Thrift Shop,
And that
Downtown.
song, yeah, one of those has to be in it.
Downtown is like, I've always called it the modern day Bohemian Rhapsody because I just feel like they're comparable with like the genre switching and stuff. I feel disrespected that they left off in all of Baby Keem's Melodic Blue. Like
Yeah, that's a little recent, though.
could be better.
All right, I'm pretty much wrapping up here.
Lot of interesting
I'm actually
songs.
happy I checked this because I didn't really know how close it was going to be.
I'm curious. The one guy, okay, so talking about weekly picks, the one guy, we all saw it on Twitter and everything. He went 15 for 16 in weekly picks. He would have destroyed us.
Right now.
Think about if we get him here, he dominates us.
And he literally
I ain't even looking.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to. He literally had the Lions money line to capitalize off that parlay. $25 to win what? 70?
It was like 76,000
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that is ridiculous.
Oh, my word. Let's talk about my fantasy week.
Yeah.
Oh, I had the most fun fantasy week. So going into fantasy, I was projected to lose by like 1 point. And my team starts off just shit in the bed. I've got guys like Aaron Rodgers was my starting QB this week. But Sunday night, Derrick Henry goes off for the Titans and puts me back in competition. I only need 17 points to win my game that I wasn't supposed to win.
Yeah. Because Henry went absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and all I had left was Aaron Rodgers. He was the only player left, and he had to get me 17 points. And he was projected 20. And I was like, I cannot sit through this Lions-Packers game on Monday Night Football and root for Aaron Rodgers the whole game. Like, there's no shot in hell I'm doing that. So I benched him. I picked up Jared Goff. Jared Goff was at 16 points during the fourth quarter. A 26-yard run gets me to 18. My whole group chat's blowing up, going nuts. And boom, next play, pick.
Throws a pick, and he's not back losing again, yeah. And me and Jack literally were like, dude, imagine if he threw a pick right now and you end up losing.
And boom, it happens. And I'm just like distraught. Like mentally, I'm upset. I'm like super upset at this point. And then 3 and out. Lions get the football. Jared Goff gets it, and I ended up winning by like 1. But roller coaster of
Pretty
emotions.
crazy, yeah.
The same way Darren Waller was for you, but like in the good way.
Except I
Lost.
didn't end up winning.
Yeah.
I won, though, in all 3 of my leagues this week, and I'm super happy about that. Oh, wait, no, shoot, I lost in one of them. Never mind.
Which one was it?
The Dynasty League.
Oh, who
but I
cares?
won week 1, though. But I lost against Landon, and Landon is like full tank mode.
You lost?
Yeah, I know. But he had like a good week. Like I had like the 4th most points, and I lost still. So like
that's
his
annoying.
team just kind of went off out of nowhere, and it kind of sucked.
Yeah,
but.
I feel that.
All right, let's hop into this though. Week 2 review. So going into weekly picks. Last week, we both had 7 out of 16, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty, poor week 1. Week 2 though, we improved.
Yep.
10 out of 16.
If you beat that, bro,
is a
I'm gonna be
very
so pissed.
solid number, but it is
I
just
hate
not enough.
I hate
as
you.
I had 11 out
Oh
of
my
16,
God,
tied
bro.
for the new high on a regular week. That's why I said I don't need to look at it, because I was like, dude, there's no way he got 11. But I was like, I'm going to look anyways, and you started to get a lot, and I was like, oh, crap.
That is hella annoying. Like, that bugs me.
Getting
a
a
lot.
10 and still
Yeah.
losing.
Like,
yeah.
that's like scoring 148 in fantasy and losing. Because the other guy scored 149.
Exactly. So I got 11 out of 16. I am now up 2-0 to start the new season of weekly picks.
I'm going to count that as an L for both of us, since on national news coverage, we both lost weekly picks. I'm going to say that's an L for both of us.
Whatever.
You're 1-1.
So let's talk about last week's football. Starting off with Thursday night, Giants football team. This was just another one of them games where it was just like, what is going on? So many penalties. So that's all. I mean, there's just a crazy
penalties.
amount of penalties in this game. A very roller coastery game. Dustin Hopkins for the football team kicks not even a deep field goal. It's like a maybe 40, 38 yarder. Misses it. And I picked the Giants, and this was our tiebreaker game, so
Yeah.
I was kind of hyped. Penalty, of course, and he gets to redo it, makes the kick. Football team wins.
Was that the guy who jumped like the snap perfectly and got a penalty for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
was
think so.
total horse shit.
I think so, yeah. I can't
Yeah,
really
I saw
remember.
it. Yeah, the D tackle.
Yeah.
And nose guard.
New England,
That was
New York
tackle.
Jets. New England wins this game pretty big. Zach Wilson throws 4 picks. I had New England's defense.
At one point, he had 4 picks and 4 completions, which is just
I think
wild.
New England's defense got me like 19 points or something.
It's unreal.
I was
Unreal.
very satisfied with the week from them. Denver, Jacksonville, didn't catch any of this game. Denver won, though. Jacksonville off to 0-2 start. Lawrence had 2 picks.
He had 2
I
picks.
think.
He's
Yeah.
got 4 picks in 2 games. That's not good.
It's tough.
Him and Zach Wilson have the same
Denver
amount of
off
picks.
to an undefeated start. Buffalo, Miami. Buffalo shuts out the Dolphins in Miami 35-0.
Kills him.
Didn't watch this game, though. Tua got hurt, though.
Yeah, which was like, I don't know. When Tua gets hurt, it's weird because people don't react the way I feel like they should with a 2nd overall pick. Or 1st overall pick.
He was the 5th or 6th pick.
Oh, was it? Did he
Yeah.
drop that far? But like he at one point was easily number 1. Like it was
Yeah.
tank for Tua season. And I don't really get why people don't react. Like
Probably
he's
because he
not
had
that great.
such a crazy injury in college and was at one point no one thought he would ever play football again.
Facts.
And he is now, but like he obviously isn't the same.
Yeah, which is really sad.
We'll
Like,
see though. I don't know if I have no clue the update on his injury. Jacoby Brissett is their backup though, so we'll see if that can do any better.
anything.
San Francisco, Philly. San Francisco won this game, but I didn't watch any of it.
Me either.
Was there an injury in this game? I don't think so. I'm just trying to think of injuries as we go
Like
through
big
these.
deals.
I don't think there was.
Did Miles? No, Miles Sanders just played bad. He had a bad week.
Yeah. L.A. Rams, Indianapolis Colts. This was a good game. Rams
Yeah, it
won off a
was.
game-winning field goal, and they're off to a 2-0 start.
This game was fun.
Carson Wentz got hurt in this game,
Yep.
so I think he's going to be – I don't know if he's going to be good to go or not. but-
Carson Wentz had one of the craziest throws ever in this
Yeah, he
game.
did.
With
He had a
Aaron
really good
Donald
throw.
breathing down his neck. He threw that. Not even his face. Breathing all over his face.
Vegas and Pittsburgh. This was a really good
Mm-hmm.
game, and the Raiders ended up winning this game to start off 2-0. Pittsburgh didn't have Devin Bush in this game. There was another guy on their defense that didn't play, but Derek Carr had a huge game, and the Raiders won.
Raiders JV squad's looking nice. They
Yeah,
look
they're-
good.
They're looking a little better than they.
Yeah, no, week 1, they
what
definitely
you
looked
said.
better in week 1. Definitely. They don't look like a JV team in week 2.
Cincinnati, Chicago. The Bears ended up winning this game. It was close. Burrow had 2 or 3 picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dalton got hurt maybe because I think Fields played a little bit, but Chicago gets their first win of the year. Houston, Cleveland. Cleveland wins this game. Tyrod Taylor goes down, so I think Davis Mills is supposed to be the QB.
Who is that?
He was their 3rd-round pick in this year's draft out of Stanford. I don't know anything about him other than that,
Me
though,
either.
so we'll see if he's any good. But Cleveland won that one. New Orleans, Carolina. Carolina tears the Saints apart. Christian McCaffrey is just a beast. Had an insane week, and the Panthers are off to a 2-0 start as well.
And it's wild seeing the Saints dismantled after what they did to the Packers last
it's
week.
Complete opposite.
Just getting murked.
Minnesota, Arizona. Arizona wins this game off of a missed field goal at the buzzer for the Vikings. So Arizona starts off 2-0.
Sneaks out with a win.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Dalvin Cook got hurt in this game, but I think he did
he's
return
fine.
though. Yeah.
In this game, this is a game where I had a big takeaway from where I was like, this game I feel like is more important than a lot of the games.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray is so reckless with the football, dude.
He plays very radical, yeah.
He throws into double coverage like it's nothing all the time. Like he every game he could throw for 5 picks. Like it's just whether or not the defense catches them. He throws such risky balls
too. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the only reason he also makes crazy plays. Like to make crazy plays, you got to take risks.
He definitely plays a wild game of football. Next game, Atlanta, Tampa Bay. The Bucks put up like 50 points in this game. They had like 2 pick six, I think. They're off to a 2-0 start as well. Tennessee, Seattle. This game was really good. Went to overtime. Both of us had Derrick Henry in I had him in one of my leagues, and he had an absurd game. And Tyler Lockett had a huge game for the Seahawks too. This was a really entertaining game, and Tennessee ends up getting the win.
Yeah, and the second half for Derrick Henry was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was absolutely unreal what he did. Literally one of the craziest games I've seen from a running back. It was just get off me.
He had 180 something yards, 3 TDs. He also had like 6 catches, which is not what Derrick Henry
a lot of
usually
yards
does. Yeah.
Yeah, they're running him like he's Christian McCaffrey out there.
Next game was Dallas Chargers, which this is another really good game. I think Zerline hit like a 50-some yard field goal at the buzzer to win this one. Dallas gets their first win of the year. Sunday Night Football was Kansas City, Baltimore. What a super fun game this was. Lamar Jackson got off to somewhat of a slow start, throwing 2 early picks. Kansas City got off to a hot start, and the Ravens just kind of chipped away until they got the lead. They have the ball with not much time left. Kansas City runs out of timeouts, and they go for it on 4th and short, pick it up, and they get the win.
It was wild that I chose to go to bed during this game. How much time was left when you left my house?
Probably 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, game over, bedtime.
Yeah, and I was like, I left because I was gonna go to bed because I was falling asleep.
And the game was over.
And I mean, it wasn't really over, but
nothing was going on.
Yeah, but I went home and I was like, dude, there's like a minute left. Like I have to watch it was like 2 minutes left. I have to watch the end of this. Thank God I did because it was a really, really good ending. Baltimore finally gets a win over Kansas City.
Yeah, and that's a huge step.
They've played the last 3 years, and Baltimore has lost every single time. So
huge step in the direction that Baltimore is now trying to go. True Super Bowl contenders.
Monday Night Football was the big one. The Lions played the Packers. Lions got off to a pretty good start. I mean, they had a good first half. They had the lead at halftime. Jared Goff was playing phenomenally. That was kind of weird, but had a lot of really good throws. I mean, just on the money throws. Goff is a really good pocket passer, but the second he steps out of the pocket,
bad decisions.
Really, I mean, he just is not a good improviser.
Not at all.
Sometimes he's just got to take the sack. He had the play where it was a fumble, or they called it a fumble. They ended up calling it back where he lost the ball. But even that, it's like, dude, just take the sack on that
what are
play.
you doing, dude?
The pick, where he got the pick, the one that screwed you over, that one was just like, I know it was late in the game and it didn't really matter anyways, but still, it's like, there's no need to throw that ball. You're not, like, there's no point. But Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he did return to how he looked last year. He didn't play like week 1. Devontae Adams had a good game. Aaron Jones tore us apart. 4 TDs. I mean, I'm so happy I wasn't playing against Aaron Jones.
Do you know last year he had 41 against the Lions, like fantasy points?
Really?
Yeah, Seth had him last year during the time, and he was like, Seth's like, hey, you better, like, if you have Aaron Jones, he will go off against the Lions. Like, he just does. I hate Aaron Jones. But I
just don't like the Packers.
Anybody in my fantasy league that listens to this, Aaron Rodgers I'll give him to you. Like, you just have
That's
him.
why I got rid of Devontae Adams. I'm tired of it. I don't want to root for him.
I can't. It hurts. I did it last year, and I hated it.
So, Did you write down a player of the week for this week?
I think it's pretty obvious.
Well, who knows?
Derrick Henry is my player of the week. He saved my fantasy week. Had an unreal game, and went back to instantly best running back in the league for him.
I didn't put Derrick Henry kind of because I figured you would.
Yep.
I wrote down 2 guys, and I didn't really know which one I was gonna pick. It was kind of based on maybe if you had one of these guys. My honorable mention, I will say, is Tom Brady. Had
Shout out that
24 of 36 for 276 yards and 5 touchdowns. Brady has 9 touchdown passes through the first 2 games of the year. I mean, he's on pace to win MVP, I'd say, but obviously it's a little early. But he's going to be on one of the best teams all year, so great start for Brady. But my player of the week, I am going to give it to Lamar Jackson, despite the 2 interceptions, 18 of 26 for 239 yards, and then had 16 carries for 107 yards plus 2 TDs. He also had 1 passing touchdown. It was like his 4th, or it was either, I don't know why I'm thinking of like this, but it was his 4th or 6th game with 200-plus passing yards and 100-plus rushing yards, which is the most in NFL history. And he got the win over the best team in the NFL, probably.
Yeah, and I'll say this for Jack's sake. He won this game, as Jack would say. I don't agree with Jack. Just throwing his opinion out there for all you people. He won this game playing running back, as Jack says.
Yeah.
Just making plays with his legs.
He still had a lot of passing yards, though. I mean, he had that deep ball to Marquise Brown. But, yeah, he definitely was he made a lot of big-time plays running the ball.
And he's just so good.
And he always does.
I don't believe it's a knock. I struggle to knock a player for doing what they're good at. And winning games.
So let's get into weekly picks of this week. So you're just going to do these on the fly then?
On the fly, off the dome.
Thursday night football, let's start it off. The undefeated Carolina Panthers are taking on the 1-1 Houston Texans.
This game is so easy for me to pick. It's going to be the quickest one. Go Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers are 2-0, and I think they're going to start off 3-0. I'm going with the Panthers. McCaffrey is going to go nuts.
He's going to go.
This week,
he's projected 25
in
fantasy.
That's unreal.
That is the most wild thing I've ever heard.
Should I start Brandon Cooks? He's had a really good first 2 weeks.
He's been balling the first 2 weeks.
Do I start Cooks or Mike Williams?
Mike Williams.
Think so?
Mike Williams, I have him.
Yeah.
And he's a baller.
Oh, dude, but do I start? Okay, so
he's put up 22.8.
Should I start Sutton or Cooks? Because I feel like dudes that play on Thursday night will go off.
Yeah, if you have a primetime game, I seriously think you start
just because it's entertaining to watch him too. But Sutton went off last week, though.
I mean,
so did Cooks, though.
Yeah, Cooks had 22.
I'm gonna start Cooks. Next game, the 0-2 Indianapolis Colts take on the 1-1 Tennessee Titans, an in-division battle here.
And this game, I'm going to go with the Titans. The Colts, nobody would have said in their right mind they're going to start off 0-3. But they haven't looked extremely good.
Yeah.
Granted, they competed really well with LA Rams.
Yeah.
But they also made some absolutely bonehead mistakes.
Their backup, who's their backup? Jacob Eason, I think, is their backup. I think he's probably going to start. I don't think Wentz is playing. I mean, I don't think I can find it in the next 5 seconds here, but... so the Colts don't have their top quarterback. I mean, I'm going to pick the Titans as well.
And Derrick Henry will have like 6 more games that are unreal. Then he'll have a bad one, and then he'll do it again. Yeah. Like, it's just how he plays.
He might have a bad game this week.
Stop.
Next game, battle of the defeated. The 0-2 Atlanta Falcons take on the 0-2 New York Giants. This game is so hard to pick one, dude.
Oh, my God. These teams blow.
I actually sat here for like at least a minute thinking about who I was going to pick.
I'm going to pick this game I'm going to go Giants based on the fact that Saquon has to go off. Like, eventually. He has to have at least one good game. There's no way he's bad for the rest of the year. This is the game I'm picking him to go off. Go Giants. If they lose, I'm going to be pretty upset.
Yeah. I picked the Falcons.
Good.
I don't really have a reason behind it because it just sucks because I picked both these teams to make the playoffs. These are like my 2 sleeper teams, and they're both 0-2. One of them's going to start 0-3.
Neither one of them's going to make the playoffs.
So I'm going with the Falcons here. Don't really have a reason because the Giants didn't look bad against Washington last week, but I'm going with the Falcons. Next game, another in-division battle. We have the 1-1 LA Chargers taking on the 1-1 Kansas City Chiefs.
Going with the Chiefs here. Like you said, best team in football. They got to rebound.
They're not going to lose 2 in a row.
But Chargers will put up a fight. Yeah. High-scoring offenses, both.
It would be unreal if the Chiefs lost 2 in a row. I'm going with the Chiefs as well. Another in-division battle. We have the 1-1 Cincinnati Bengals taking on the 1-1 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Go Bengals. the rivalry of the century, the Bengals and Steelers.
you picked the Steelers last week, and they lost.
Yeah, dude, I'm so sick of the Steelers, bro. They lost me the week.
Yeah. Well, no, I picked them too, but
Oh, go Bengals.
I picked the Steelers in this one. The Bengals they've competed in both their 2 first games against Minnesota and Chicago, been in it right till the end. But I'm going with Pittsburgh here. They have to look to bounce back from not a bad loss, but just a loss in general.
Mm-hmm.
Next game, we have the 1-1 Chicago Bears taking on the 1-1 Cleveland Browns.
This game is big time. This game is
a
two
big game.
really good teams. I really do believe the Bears will be good this year. Especially after watching them. And the whole Justin Fields coming into run thing is genius because he still throws the ball, even though I dislike him. But with all that being said, this year I'm a full believer that the Browns will be good, and I'm going to pick the Browns here.
I really wanted to pick the Bears here, but I ended up picking the Browns because if I picked the Bears and they lost, it would probably just make me mad. If I pick the Browns and they lose, I don't really care.
It's the Browns.
Yeah, exactly. So I picked the Browns, but I really have a feeling the Bears are going to win this game. But I picked the Browns anyways.
I can see this is one of those games that the Bears could just sneak out.
But I don't also see the Browns starting off 1-2. So
Me either.
Next game, the 1-1 Baltimore Ravens take on your very own 0-2 Detroit Lions.
We'll be at this game. We'll be sitting in the stands. And if you think for a second I plan on losing and watching the Lions lose, you are crazy. Go Lions, baby.
Facts. I'm picking the Lions. Are the Lions gonna win?
Yeah.
Most likely not.
Yeah, probably.
But I'm not gonna pick the other team to the game that we are going to.
I'm going to watch a Detroit Lions
Now,
game.
I have said many times to start this weekly pick season that I'm going to pick against the Lions.
And we have not won.
I have yet to pick against the Lions.
I picked against them.
Yeah, you
week
picked
one.
the San Francisco,
Yep.
but I have yet to pick against the Lions. It
hard.
hasn't worked yet. But I'm not gonna do that yet. Maybe next week, but
Probably not.
but I'm picking the Lions because we're gonna be at this game. If we weren't at this game, I would pick Baltimore.
Me too.
I think
Because
Baltimore just beat the Chiefs, bro.
Yeah.
They're
not going to lose to the freaking Lions.
But if they did, that would be awesome. So I'm picking the Lions. Next game, we have the 1-1 New Orleans Saints taking on the 1-1 New England Patriots. I'm gonna check the video real quick.
The Saints, you got to talk about needing to rebound. You guys went from having the best week in football to now having the worst week in football, back to back. You got to rebound. I'm picking the Saints in this game. Jameis has to prove that Taysom Hill doesn't belong in the starting spot because that is still a question.
I picked the Patriots in this game. Their defense dominated against the Jets. I know it's the Jets, but Jameis Winston likes to throw picks too.
Yeah,
so
facts.
I'm going with the Patriots. Next game we have, this is a battle of two really good teams here. Just kidding. 2-0 Arizona Cardinals taking on the 0-2 Jacksonville Jaguars.
Go Cardinals.
Cardinals, not much else to say. Trevor Lawrence is about to start 0-3.
Is there a bad team in the NFL?
If he wins that game, that'd be crazy.
Oh, that would be crazy. I was thinking, is there a bad team in the NFL with a bird logo? But yeah, the Eagles.
Yeah.
And Falcons.
Yeah.
Both suck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Next game, we have this is going to be a pretty good game. 1-1 Washington football team taking on the 1-1 Buffalo Bills.
I'd like this game. The Bills, Josh Allen hasn't looked like Josh Allen yet. He's not slinging the football like he usually does. My thing for Josh Allen's always he's a gunslinger.
Yeah.
That's what I say about him. He has not been slinging shit. He looks not good. He's got to step it up at one point. Go Bills.
I am going with the upset in this game. I'm taking the Washington football team. Their defense is pretty good. Taylor Heineke, I got faith in him. I just picked him up in Dynasty. If he ends up becoming good, I'm going to move him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with Washington here. This is my upset pick.
I hope nobody in your fantasy league listens to this. You just revealed your whole plan.
I mean, what am I going to do? Keep Heineke? I
Yeah,
have Justin
facts.
Herbert in a Dynasty league.
Dude, picked
so,
up freaking facts.
Yeah,
good
I'm
point.
never going to need another quarterback. Next game, we have the 0-2 New York Jets taking on the 2-0 Denver Broncos.
I'm going to go with the Jets here. I'm
Ooh,
picking the
okay,
Jets.
okay.
This is a big one for me.
Yeah, but it's I
there's
kind of get
no
it,
way
though,
the
'cause
Broncos start off
That's
3-0
what yeah.
and Zach Wilson starts 0-3. Granted, I did start.
I
said
could see
Trevor
the
Lawrence was gonna be
0-3, but the
0-3.
3-0, yeah.
Don't make sense. 3-0 don't make sense.
I
for the
am
Broncos.
picking Denver, though, because the Jets just haven't looked good. Their defense really hasn't looked bad, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, their offensive line, I watched a video breaking down all of Zach Wilson's picks in their previous game.
Okay.
All
Talk to me.
four of them were he wasn't like pressured to get the ball away. I mean, like the offensive line had pretty
Like,
good
he just
protection,
threw 'em.
and the one of them was just more of like a tipped ball type thing where it wasn't really his fault, it was more of the receiver's fault. All the other three were like just bad passes, like in general. So I don't know. The Jets definitely have a chance to win because their line hasn't looked bad and their defense hasn't looked bad. But I'm picking Denver still. But it is weird that if they start 3-0.
There's something that I want to talk about, and maybe I should save it for a later episode. But how do NFL teams determine whether a guy is an NFL-ready QB or not? Like, what makes this guy, Zach Wilson, who went to college?
BYU.
What makes him better than Justin Fields? Seriously, how can you look at those two guys and say, yeah, Zach Wilson's better?
It is, yeah, it's hard. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Being a QB evaluator, a talent evaluator, because I mean, I feel like we have a better eye for basketball talent.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And even then, though, it's like it's so hard to, because NFL isn't more about, or NBA is more about like age and potential than the NFL is, I think. But still, I mean, it's so difficult to. Yeah, we could talk about that another time, but. Next game, we have the 1-1 Miami Dolphins taking on the 2-0 Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm going with the Raiders. They're going 3-0. I called them the JV football team week 1 and 2. They're the best JV football team in the nation.
Ever.
Like, they're unreal.
I don't know. Are they better than I don't know. I'm trying to think of, when my class was freshman. I think that team went undefeated.
Yeah, with like Swiss and them and Willie. That backfield was wild.
I think they went undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, they did.
I wasn't on it, but yeah, I'm going with the Raiders as well. Just win, baby. Going with the Raiders. Next, we have the 1-1 Seattle Seahawks taking on the 0-2 Minnesota Vikings.
No shot in hell the Vikings start off 0-3. Granted, the Seahawks have looked awesome. Still going to pick the Vikings.
I'm going with the Seahawks here. It would be cool if the Vikings started off 0-3. I don't see it, like you said, but I think Seattle has looked really good. I mean, they barely lost against a Tennessee team that had Derrick Henry have one of his best games ever, and they still almost won. So I'm going with Seattle. Next game, we have America's game of the week. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2-0 take on the 2-0 LA Rams. Man, this one is tough.
This game is tough because
we're not going to be able to watch it. That's the worst part about it.
Oh, it's at 1?
It's at 4. But
yeah, we'll be on the road.
Yeah, it's at 4:30. We'll be on the road.
Oh, that's going to be hell.
We could listen to it. We could play it on somebody's phone.
Literally the number 1 and number 2 quarterback in the NFL.
I guess we could go to a restaurant and watch it, but we'd be in there for 3 hours and get home super late. So I don't know.
That sucks because the number 1 and number 2 greatest QBs of all time. Like Tom Brady just follows up Stafford.
Yeah, Tom Brady keeps trying to copy him.
But this game, I'm going to go with the Rams because I'm such a Stafford fan. However, no, Rams are going to win this game. I have no however.
Who am I rooting for? Matthew Stafford. Who am I picking? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Boo!
I'm picking the Bucs. I want to root for. I'm gonna root for Stafford. If the Rams win, I'm cool with that. But the Bucs are just loaded, bro. I mean, they are
so talented.
They are loaded. Their defense hasn't looked crazy insane, but they've also played against 2 pretty good offenses to start the year with Dallas and Atlanta. So they have another tough challenge this week. The Rams defense is probably better, but it's not by a lot. So this is going to be a battle for sure.
Yeah, this is a game where these teams are both Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah,
easy.
These are
Super
the top
Bowl.
2 out of the NFC for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a chance for the Rams to say, "Hey, we're legit as hell." You got to ball out this game. I'm so excited for this game. I wish I could watch it.
I know. Sunday Night Football, we have the 1-1 Green Bay Packers taking on the 2-0 San Francisco 49ers.
Go 49ers. I'm not picking the Packers. I hate the Packers.
Yeah, me too. I did pick the Packers.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. Mainly because I don't see the Niners starting off 3-0. It really wasn't the Packers are better type thing. I will probably be rooting for the Niners, but I don't see them starting 3-0, so I'm going with the Packers.
I'm also crazy tired.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little tired.
This coffee ain't worth a damn.
It's gone now.
It's
what time even is it? Damn, it's already 10 after 10.
That is not late.
No, it's not late. Like
we used to stay
we
up
are
till 1
19-year-old
all the time.
Like, we should
dude.
not be tired. I know, dude. We don't stay up late at all anymore.
Our friend group, it's like 11:30. We're all in bed.
Not
asleep.
even that, dude. It's like 11. Like,
Yeah, facts.
if there isn't a football game on, I'm asleep by 11 o'clock.
Facts. It's
and
so
football,
nice.
Have you noticed the last few nights when we have a football game on at night, I'm falling asleep on the couch like every time. Last night I was falling asleep.
Last night I caught you
hardcore.
sleeping like 3 times.
I know, dude. I
like literally asleep.
because I'll sit there and I'll start dozing off. I'm like, dude, I can't close my eyes. Like I have to watch this. And then at one point I'll just commit. I'll be like, all right, bro, I'm just gonna like close my eyes. And then when I wake up, I wake up. Like that's
how naps work, though. The entire time.
But it's
you
not a
fight
nap. It's 11:20 at night. Like
No, the funniest part is like there was me and Parker were standing up at one point talking about something, and I think I might have said sandal. And then I look over and you're like just full on asleep, and then I see you open your eyes and realize you were asleep, and you're glued to the screen
I've
back.
been really
after.
trying to not do that.
It ain't
but
easy.
It's hard. Monday Night Football. We have the 1-1 Philadelphia Eagles taking on the 1-1 Dallas Cowboys. Old-fashioned rivalry going on in this game.
This is a rivalry.
Yeah, it's a big-time rivalry.
See,
Eagles,
I don't know
Cowboys.
the NFL
I mean, they're
rivalry.
NFC East.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah,
I don't know what's a bigger rivalry, though. Eagles Cowboys or Eagles Giants. They're both really big rivalries. Probably Eagles Cowboys is a
Where's
bigger
Steelers
rivalry.
Bengals fault? Is that both bigger?
That's like probably a top 5 rivalry. The Steelers Bengals might be like top 3 rivalry. Top best rivalry is probably Bears Packers.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sadly to say.
And then like Lions Packers is up there.
It's
too.
right there. But
Yeah.
like the only problem with that, and like I hate saying this, is like the Lions have never been good. But, like they will beat the Packers if the Packers are
yeah,
good.
exactly.
But we're not
What's
very
another
good.
like huge rivalry? I'm trying to think of like an AFC one. I mean, the Ravens Chiefs is kind of becoming one.
That's low key. That's a rivalry.
Colts Titans is a pretty big rivalry, but
Browns Steelers will be one now.
yeah,
Because
probably.
Baker's going to own them for the rest of his career.
Seattle San Francisco is a big time rivalry. All right, anyways though, who you got, Philly or Dallas?
Cowboys. Dallas' offense looks unreal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, they were running the ball super efficiently last week, which is something everybody thought they couldn't do after week
Yeah.
one.
Dak didn't really have the best game last
Uh-uh.
week, at least like fantasy-wise, but I'm picking the Cowboys as well here. I picked the Eagles last week, and they disappointed me hardcore.
Eagles are so
So
disappointing.
we both picked Carolina Thursday night. Sunday, you picked San Francisco, right? And I picked
Yeah.
Green Bay. So we can't tie.
We can't.
Like, that will be I mean, should we pick a tiebreaker game just in case we're dumb and, like, something happens? I mean, should it be Tampa Bay, L.A.?
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm kind of rooting for the Rams, so even though I didn't pick. Nah, I mean,
it
I
can be the
picked Tampa.
It can be the Giants again. 2 weeks in a row, the Giants.
Giants, Falcons.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Yeah,
Me
because it's a
too.
battle of, like, 2 teams that I
Don't care
that they
about.
suck.
Literally could not care less about.
So let's hop into the top 10.
Wait, that was the last game? Cowboys? Eagles was
Yeah.
the last game?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Top 10 shooting guards in the NBA. One thing I didn't do was write down our list from last year. That sucks.
Dude, you have not been putting in your weight for the podcast lately, dude.
This is a struggle of a podcast. We didn't do weekly picks before. we didn't check the picks
it's a
from last
Tuesday.
week, and I didn't even write down our previous top 10 shooting guards. I mean, the list is probably somewhat similar, I guess, but
I would guess the issue with this list, and I'm going to get out of the way, is Klay Thompson. I didn't rank him.
dude, that is the hard. Klay Thompson makes this list so hard.
I didn't rank him.
He's not in your top 10.
No, he is, but like
Oh.
I'll explain where he's at
Yeah.
and why he's there.
That's what when we were talking about it in the car, I was like, there's one thing that makes this list so hard, and it's Klay Thompson.
It's Klay Thompson.
You could put Klay Thompson in
At
like
2.
you could put. Okay, I don't know about that.
You could.
You could put Klay Thompson like at pretty much any spot in the top like 4 to 10, and I would I would at least listen to what you got to say for the reasoning, because it's so hard because he hasn't played in 2 years. But when 2 years ago, I mean, he was 2. Yeah. He was number 2. So
Absolutely.
oh, this is tough.
It is unbelievably tough. I'll explain why I have when we get to him.
Do you have honorable mentions?
Karis LeVert, Devontae Graham, Victor Oladipo. That's it.
I have Karis LeVert, Terry Rozier. Those are my 2. I think Rozier deserves some love.
Yeah. Shout out Rozier. Scary
Like
Terry.
Devontae Graham over Terry Rozier.
He's
I'm
just the guy I
fucking with you.
wrote over here.
I'm
He's
just
the honorable
messing
mention,
with you.
dude. Jeez.
I think the top 10, though, is pretty much like these are the top 10. Like, if we don't have the same top 10,
We did something wrong.
But this list is.
But number 10 could easily be 5 for me and vice versa.
No way. I think we should have the same number 10. Unless yours is Klay, I guess. Let's just start.
My number 10 is CJ McCollum. I have him here because who has the lowest value of any superstar in the NBA right now? Ben Simmons. Who is supposed to get traded for Ben Simmons? CJ McCollum. I was going to say,
are you calling CJ McCollum a superstar right now?
No. But like CJ McCollum is just the guy who's never done anything. He literally is just good at scoring.
Yeah.
Spot up shooting is pretty good. Off
really
the dribble.
Good in the pick and roll.
Not a good defender.
Yeah. He's a good all-around scorer.
Yeah.
Small. He's like 6'2".
I thought he was listed at like 6'4".
Nah, he's tall. He's tiny. He
That's
might be
awesome.
6'1".
That is awesome.
I mean, that Portland runs him, Dame, and Norm Powell. And Norm Powell's like 6'3" or 4.
And like, they're sitting back there like, why can't we win? You're starting like
Dame
a
and
varsity
CJ is
lineup.
such a legendary. What's up with JV and varsity talking? CJ and Dame is such a legendary duo, though. Like, it would suck to see them get split up, but it makes sense.
Yeah, and I've got CJ at 10.
I also have CJ at number 10.
Oh,
a lot of people forget. I mean, before CJ got hurt last year, he started off the year hot. He was averaging like 28, 29 points per game. Through the first like month and a half of the year, I mean, he was going to be an all-star. He was going to make his first all-star game, be a top 5 guard in the West, and he ended up getting hurt, obviously, which sucks because he's had problems with injuries in the past. I hope that him and the Blazers can have a good season this year. If he's on the Blazers, I mean, I don't think Simmons will get traded to Portland. I think it'll be to either the Kings or to the Timberwolves. But we'll see. CJ McCollum, though, I have him at number 10.
My number 9. This guy is only above CJ because of his recent success. Recent is in like, 2-3 years ago now, I guess. Fred VanVleet winning the championship. I've got him sitting here at number 9. Freddie is a baller, but like since losing Kawhi, I mean they haven't been anything that.
Is Fred VanVleet a shooting guard?
He listed as a shooting guard.
Dang, I didn't have. He don't make my list. That's why I'm wondering who missed your list.
I might have forgotten somebody then. And at that point,
knows?
we can just toss him in.
Dang though, I kind of forgot about Fred VanVleet. I didn't even think of him.
Is he better than CJ McCollum? Do you?
No.
Oh, he is to me.
It's close though.
I want
Yeah.
Freddie.
Yeah, he might be.
He does more than CJ.
Yeah, because Fred VanVleet, he's a better defender. He's
better playmaker.
Not by a crazy amount.
But
though.
he is.
I see. Not.
So you're saying they're the same, or CJ's
I would
better?
say they're like the same.
Okay.
I don't think it's but
no, that's respectable.
Yeah, they're close. I'd probably still take CJ, but my number 9 is one of my favorite players in the NBA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Had an amazing year last year in OKC. On one of the worst teams in the NBA. Has just improved immensely each year in and out in the NBA. And it kind of sucks because they shut him down last year because, they wanted to tank. And I'm nervous that they're going to shut him down early again this year because obviously they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. And I hope they don't because Shai's going to win them games. So,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, even OKC started the year last year like as a decent team. They were like in the middle of the pack for most of the year. And then they shut Shai down and then they sucked. So, we'll see how that goes. But I got Shai at number 9.
Is Drew Holiday a point guard?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just thinking of who I might have forgotten. Now I'm so
You
curious.
definitely forgot somebody then because it's not Shai.
No, I have Shai. Yeah, Shai's in my line. Yeah, Shai's
really? You forgot somebody.
I forgot
then, because
somebody.
there's everyone that's above Shai
is easily above Shai.
Easily a top 10 shooting guard.
Yeah. So I'm now. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll see, and I'll toss them in wherever I feel. Number 8. This is where I have Klay Thompson. I think once you get past Fred and CJ, it's like everybody else. Like Fred and CJ, they knock on the door, but they're not quite there. So I just put Klay at the bottom of everybody else, just not to, because I have literally no idea what to expect from Klay Thompson this year. I don't think he'll be good at defense. Like I don't think he'll be a great defender.
Not be good. It's might be a little harsh.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be great at defense like he used to be. He won't be the best 3-and-D player in the league like he was at one point. So I just have Klay here at 8. I didn't really know where to put him. I guess for TikTok, though, I don't want to be flamed for having Klay at 8. But, I don't know. He's hurt.
Yeah.
Just cut that and say he's been hurt.
I mean, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
It really pains me to do this, but I also have Klay Thompson at number 8. And is
it the same reasoning?
It's the same reason. I don't know where to put him. Originally, when I wrote this list, I had him at number 6.
Okay.
And then I thought about it. The two guys that I ended up putting above him, moving him down to 8. I really thought about it, and I was like, man, it doesn't make sense for me to put Klay over these two. I mean, these two have been really good the last 2 years that Klay has missed. So it doesn't make any sense for me to put him under those guys or put him over those guys. So I have Klay at number 8. When healthy, Klay is easily a top 5 shooting guard. But we haven't seen healthy Klay in a while. I don't know what to expect. He obviously is still going to be lights out from 3. I mean, he's still going to be good. Like, it's not like he's going to come back and just average like 10 points a game and suck. He's still going to average at least 17, 18 points, shoot 40% from 3, play decent defense, but it's like, can he be elite still?
Yeah,
can he be more than Joe Harris, or can he be more than
Ray Allen? I'm
just trying to think of like a good shooter. Like, so we'll see. But I have Klay at number 8, and I didn't like it, but I have him at 8.
It's funny that I didn't expect us both to have him at 8. Like, for us to have the same thought process is wild. My number 7, this is where I have Shea sliding in. Shea is like one of the most elite young players in the NBA. Of just like, everybody sees it. Everybody watch Shea play, and you're like, yeah, that guy is going to be a superstar.
Yeah, like you see him play, and you're like, that guy is going to be top 5 in the league one day.
Top 10.
I think he could be top. I think Shea literally could be one of the best players in the NBA. Like, I think that he has that type of potential.
I'm thinking like top 5 players in the league right now. Is Shea going to be as good as those dudes? He could be.
Because Shea's like 22.
Yeah, oh yeah. And he's like a great defender, great playmaker, great scorer.
In like 7 years.
Facts. No, 29-year-old
Think about the top 5 right now.
Yeah.
None of them dudes are going to be top 5 other than Giannis.
Facts. Then you have like Cade Cunningham will be number 1.
Luka.
Zion.
Maybe Jokic. Probably not, though.
Probably Jokic.
I mean, he's like...
I guess 7
he'd
years,
be like 33, 34 at that point.
He could still make his way.
He could, yeah. But
anyways, it does make a difference.
Yeah.
My number 7 is Shea.
My number 7 is a guy that I want to put higher, but he's just sticks here at 7, and that's Jaylen Brown.
That's the guy I forgot.
Okay.
That's the guy.
Jaylen Brown, I really thought about putting him over the guy that I have one spot above him. And I think after this year is over, I do think Jaylen Brown is going to be borderline top 5. I think he'll at least move up to number 6 after this year. Jaylen Brown's two-way ability is elite. He's actually like one of my favorite guys in the NBA. I hope that he becomes a Piston someday. Mm-hmm. I saw that when there was like something on Twitter of Jaylen Brown in a Pistons jersey, and it was just like, dude, that would be perfect. He's not like a superstar, but
he works.
But he could be a superstar.
Yeah. And he fits Detroit's like whole mantra.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's just because he's not the superstar.
Yeah.
Like that's Detroit's mantra.
Jaylen Brown is becoming one of the best. I mean, not best, but one of the better all-around wings in the entire NBA. I mean, he does it all. He shoots the ball. He attacks the rim. He plays good defense. He passes. He rebounds.
Carries the Gucci duffel bag on his side.
There isn't much he can't do. I mean, Jaylen Brown, he's obviously, we talked about Tatum last episode, but him and Tatum are one of the better duos in the NBA. Mm-hmm. I really like Jaylen Brown's game. I got him at number 7.
So I'm going to do this now differently, and with Jaylen Brown, I'm going to toss him in there. I'm going to say, so like Shea is now 8. I'm going to push CJ out the list.
Okay.
So CJ'd be 11.
So go name your top 10.
So Fred at 10, Fred VanVleet. Klay at 9. And then Shea. And then at number 7, I'm going to say Levine. Okay. Zach Levine's going to be my new number 7. Zach Levine is just an extremely talented scorer, and again, has never been in the position to win games. He's never had a great team around him. This is his first opportunity to really take that jump, I think, into the top 5 spot. And you might already have him there, but I don't think he's reached near the level as the top 5 guys and where they're at. But like that being, Zach Levine is now, for the first time in his career, in position to win a lot of games. Yeah. So I might as well say my number 6, right?
Yeah, you might.
And my number 6 is going to be Jaylen Brown. Okay. That's right where Jaylen Brown snuggles his way in.
Yeah, I wanted to put Jaylen Brown over Zach Levine, but I didn't. I got Zach Levine at number 6. I think Zach Levine is just too. I mean, he's the best player on his team, and he has been for the last few years. And I think he's just too good of a scorer for me to not put him over Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown does bring more to the table, but I do think Zach Levine is a better player as of right now because he is a very underrated passer as well. But Zach Levine, I mean, his motor really isn't the best. I mean, you watch the Bulls games, and there's a lot of games where it's just like he's trying on offense. He's obviously going to try to get his buckets, but he complains a lot to the refs. I mean, so does everyone, obviously. I'm not just singling him out, but he really he does lack intensity sometimes, I feel like, and takes plays off. But Zach LaVine, he has yet to make the playoffs. I don't think he has this empty stats narrative, but that is how he's been. I mean, he's played on teams that have not made the playoffs. After Nikola Vucevic got traded to his team last year, they were worse. So this is a big-time year for Zach LaVine to prove that he is a player that can be on a good team. I mean, can be the best player on a playoff team. He's also going into a contract year this year, so he really has a lot to prove this year. But I do have him at number 6 over Jaylen Brown.
The Bulls have to be good this year. There's no maybe they'll be bad. According to us, they have 3 top 10 players at their position. Zach LaVine, Vooch, and DeMar DeRozan are all top 10 at their position.
Yeah.
You should be good. Because it's not like these
Lonzo
guys are
Ball
no names.
is probably top 15. He's still one of the...
Yeah, he's a good
point guard.
He's a great point guard. He's a good point guard.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. I mean, the Bulls, if
they're bad this year...
I could sit here and talk about the Bulls a lot because I don't really like the Bulls.
Me either.
And it would be cool to see them do good, but they have to be good. I mean,
if they're not, it's Zach LaVine's fault.
And even if they're they have to be a non-playing team. They have to be top 6, I think. If they're the 7, I guess it's not that bad, but just because the East is really good. But if they're 8 or 9, I mean, that's just, come on.
How old are Vooch and DeMar?
Old. I mean, DeMar's 33.
Do you think
maybe
this
32.
is
Vooch is 32. I mean, these guys are high-paid players for the next good amount of years. DeMar's new 3-year, 4-year deal. Vooch has at least 2 years on his deal.
If they underperform this year and miss the playoffs, let's say, even if they're the 8th seed and lose in the play-in tournament, it is an awful look for Vooch and DeMar's careers. It's just never being able to get it done.
Zach LaVine could walk in free agency this year.
Oh, easily. Why wouldn't he?
I feel like that's not something that gets brought up enough. No one really talks about what Levine said about the Bulls front office this offseason. Remember when they asked him about what are you looking for in a new contract, or do you want to sign a contract with the Bulls? And he said, I just want my respect from the Bulls. Who says that?
And what does that mean?
That's the team that's your employer. I don't know. It's just kind of I don't know. That just kind of is weird.
Do you feel disrespected?
Exactly. That's what it, and I feel like that's what he's leaning towards.
How so? They paid you a bag, traded for you, and you've never made the playoffs. Yeah. Do you think you deserve respect?
I think it's because they haven't gotten him players, but I mean, but that was before the DeMar DeRozan signing, before the Lonzo Ball sign and trade. So the Bulls are definitely trying. But I'm still not convinced that Zach LaVine stays in Chicago after this year because he is a max player. I think we can agree on that. He's especially after his year he had last year. So we'll see.
Chicago will field one of the coolest starting 5s in the league this year.
Yeah, facts.
They'll look
Their starting
awesome.
5 is top 10 in the NBA. Probably.
Coolest.
Yeah.
They walk out there and it's Lonzo Ball is cool. Zach LaVine, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
DeMar's cool.
Everyone likes DeMar.
Vooch, he's kind of
Vooch is but everyone likes Vooch. Yeah. Who doesn't like Vooch?
Yeah, and who's starting at the 3? Patrick Williams.
He will, yeah.
That team's dope.
Yeah.
That's a sweet looking starting 5.
Top 5 shooting guards. This is where things get tricky. This 3 through 5 is tricky.
3 through 5 is a lot of decisions. Recency bias plays in huge here. There's 3 players I think we can agree: Beal, Booker, Mitchell. I would assume that's the 3 we have here. And you have to look at period of dominance and how good are they right this second. Donovan Mitchell has been the best out of these 3 for the past 3 years, I'd say. And what I mean by that is stats and numbers wise. In the playoffs, he balled every year in the playoffs past 3 years. Has killed it. However, he's still my number 5. Just based on he's never been able to just get over the hump. He can't. He never has as a number 1 option. But he hasn't failed his team.
Yeah.
I've never came away from a Jazz series going, man, that game was Donovan Mitchell's fault. He had that one and he let it go. But I'm sticking Donovan Mitchell right here at 5.
I also have Donovan Mitchell at number 5. If it wasn't for this past year's playoffs, I guess I would have Donovan Mitchell higher. But Donovan Mitchell, I wanted to put him higher because his playoff numbers are crazy.
Wild.
I mean, he This dude has played in the playoffs 3 or 4 seasons now. I think he has 4 playoff appearances in 4 years in the NBA? He's never missed playoffs, and he has been good in the playoffs. I mean,
every year.
Last year, bubble, he was unreal in the playoffs. He put up 50 twice in the same series, or was that Murray that put up 50 twice?
They both did it.
Maybe they both did, but Mitchell had like 57 though.
Yeah.
Like he had like the 3rd most points ever. And then this year he had another against the Grizzlies, had like a crazy game.
I think it was 50 points.
It was something like that. He was dealing with the injury in the Clippers series, and it's not like he was bad in that series, but you're right. They haven't made that jump yet. They haven't made the conference finals yet to make it out of the second round. But Mitchell is such a younger player. He's the best player on his team, I guess. So he's kind of had to take that load. But he's out of the 3 guys we were talking about. I think he's the 3rd best scorer out of the 3, even though he's a very good scorer.
It's a shooting guard.
But he might be the best defender. He's not I wouldn't say he's like a really good defender. It's close with all 3 of them. He's probably the worst playmaker, but it's not like by a lot or anything.
I don't know. They stick Mitchell at point guard quite a bit.
But it doesn't work, though. It doesn't really work.
It works a lot better with Conley.
Exactly. So it's really close. I don't have a lot of reasons I'll talk about it, I guess, when we talk about the other 2 guys, but I got Mitchell at 5.
So now, top 4 between Beal and Booker for these 3 and 4 spots. And I'm going to stick here, even though I really want to put Booker at 3. I have to put Booker at 4. Bradley Beal is unreal, and it's less about Devin Booker being not good enough and Bradley Beal being so talented. Bradley Beal is the probably 3rd best scorer on this list, but
I don't know.
He might be 2nd.
Maybe.
There's no way he's 1st. Bradley Beal is unreal.
Well, you got to talk about Booker.
I should talk about Booker. Booker this last playoff run showed that he can play. Like he's with that elite now. Even though he's so young, he is with those top dogs in the NBA. And 2 years ago in the bubble, and they went 8-0, and he showed a lot in that series because that was a team full of young guys. There was no Chris Paul.
Yeah, no Kelly Oubre on that team either. He was probably their 2nd best player.
In the bubble where you are like alone, away from your family, Devin Booker, your 21-year-old star, leads you to 8-0 and gives you an opportunity to make the playoffs.
After the Suns were really like never good since Booker has been there. Never
even had like
a glimpse at the playoffs. I mean, they were bottom 5 team in the league every year. Mm-hmm. And then that huge bubble run really flipped things around and gave them a glimpse of hope. Obviously, that led to the Chris Paul trade and
Jay Crowder coming to town.
They're in the NBA Finals. So
the Suns, and the thing was, remember every single year you'd sit there and you watch the draft, and the Suns would pick somebody.
And they pick somebody crappy.
And then you'd go look at your phone, and it's like, why didn't they take a point guard? They finally get Chris Paul, and look what happened.
Rubio low-key wasn't bad for them, though.
No, he wasn't bad at all. But they wanted to draft a point guard.
Yeah.
Ricky Rubio doesn't
He's
fit
just
many
budget
timelines.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, exactly.
Without a mid-range.
Facts.
This one is really tough because I also had Devin Booker at 4, I will say. I kind of have always, I'll talk about Beal, I guess, after you talk about Beal, but I've always kind of had Beal over Booker and Mitchell. I think when we did this list last year, I had Beal over them. And I'll talk about Beal once I get there, but the reason I have Booker over Donovan Mitchell, I guess, is more of what I want to talk about. I always kind of have thought Booker's better than Donovan Mitchell, but before this last year's playoffs, I really was, if we did it before the playoffs, I would have taken Donovan Mitchell.
Yep, me too.
Because he has just been such a good playoff performer. I mean, his playoff stats are unreal, but Devin Booker in this year's playoffs was so good. I mean, he really, if the Suns win the finals, does Booker win finals MVP?
No.
Or what would it have been, Chris Paul?
Probably still Chris Paul.
Yeah, because I think he had a crazy game 1.
Yeah.
But Booker really was, I mean, he was the best scorer on the team that went to the finals and had such a good season. He really can, there's a lot of times where he would run the offense even though Chris Paul's on the court. Such a good scorer. His pull-up game is unreal. Booker over Mitchell, they're always going to be 2 guys that are compared, I feel like, their whole careers just because they're very similar players, same age, and they have the same skill set. Honestly, they play the same. And I am taking Booker, giving him the slight edge over Donovan Mitchell. I got him at 4.
Booker in this playoffs showed so much maturity and poise for, what is he, 22? 21?
I think he's like 23 or 4 now. I think
he's
he's
up
been
there
in the
now.
league for like 6 or 7
he's
years
been in
already. He's
for
been
a
in the league
long
for a
time.
long time. I think he's 24.
He showed so much maturity and poise in this year's playoffs. He'd hit big shot after big shot, and it would be like he would go crazy because he has a lot of fun on the court. But like the poise of just he never looked rushed ever, except for like there were a couple games in the finals.
Holiday stole the ball.
Yep,
from
couple
him.
plays in the finals. There was really that whole last finals game.
And he put up 70 once.
Yeah.
So like that
Like
kind
that.
of I feel like we kind of forgot about that.
Everybody does. That's
I don't know. I mean, he put up 70, but they lost by like 20. So really, like,
But he wasn't.
it's
How old
still
was
70. He was like
20.
20 or 21.
he? I think he was 20. I don't think
Yeah.
he could drink.
Yeah, probably not.
I think that was like what I would always say.
I remember that because we were over here.
Yeah.
And when he did it, and I just got we didn't watch the game at all, but I just looked at my phone. I'm like, what? 70 points? Like, what?
That's how long he's been in the league.
Think about how many dudes not named James Harden have dropped 60s in our, like, Curry did it this past year. LeBron, that was like, I was watching the Heat, but I wasn't like a super big NBA fan. Since we've like become big NBA fans, other than Harden, no one really even dropped 60.
No. And
Harden is just a different
Booker went
beast,
out and said, let me get 10 more.
Yeah, let me get 70 and I'm 20.
Yeah, exactly. I have 4 years.
Exactly.
And 4 years.
2
years.
Top 3.
Top 3. This is where I stick Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is so elite scoring 30 points per game 2 years in a row. Everybody knows that it's all situation with Bradley Beal. The moment he gets moved, he's going to average 24 if he goes to a good team. 24 a game.
Depends, yeah.
Super efficient score.
What kind of scores there is on the teams he goes to.
Yeah, I'm just guessing like Nuggets. Like I'd say he averages like 24 on that team.
Probably. Oh, is that all?
That's all I got for Beal.
I also have Bradley Beal at number 3. The reason I have him over the other two is the same reason as you. He is just such an elite scorer.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now he's probably the best scorer on the shooting guard list. I would say so.
But it's
now. But it's because Harden is on the
situation.
Nets.
Yeah.
If Harden was still on the Rockets, obviously I'd still go with Harden. But right now, Beal's the best scorer on the shooting guard list. Beal has finished second in the scoring race the last 2 seasons, which is crazy. It'd be cool if he actually got one. He definitely has a chance again this year since he's going to be with the Wizards. He doesn't have Russ either.
And KD and Paul George, or KD and freaking Harden and Kyrie.
I mean, Curry stole it from him last year. Curry could again this year. But Bradley Beal, though, is such an elite scorer. It's weird because Bradley Beal doesn't have the playoffs. Like the reason, Donovan Mitchell has the recent playoff success. I mean, not success, but appearances. Devin Booker, this finals run. Bradley Beal, I mean, he made the playoffs last year, 8 seed, stole a game from the Sixers. But Bradley Beal is such a good. I mean, you could put him on any team. And he's gonna be probably the best player, unless you put him on a team with LeBron or something. But Bradley Beal is a top 5 scorer in the NBA, probably top 3 scorer in the NBA. And he's also, he can pass, too. I think if you put him on a team, this Wizards team might be good this year. Not good, but they might be, decent.
They could be,
I think this is a huge year for Bradley Beal. We don't know if he's going to end up getting traded. It would not surprise me at all if he signed an extension with Washington. I mean, he's made it clear he likes Washington.
Loyalty,
I wish
baby.
Beal and Lillard became teammates because they're the
dude.
big loyal. But how much different is that than CJ and?
Way better.
It's way better, but that
team is
they're
legit.
still. Yeah, I know, but I got Beal at 3.
Okay, so stick Paul George on the Kings. Is he a better scorer than Bradley Beal? No. Okay, just make sure because I know you think Paul George is the most underrated bag, and
he does have such a. But I only say that because he's such a smooth player, bro.
Yeah,
he plays so.
Bradley
smooth.
Beal's bag isn't as deep as you think.
It's pretty big,
but it's not. I don't think it's Paul George big.
Okay, but it's when we say that. Here's the ball, go score.
Yeah, he's
easily top.
But it's not like
that.
flashy bags.
We have to make a list of that.
Yeah,
of
top 5.
Here's the ball. I don't even know what you title that. Because it's not just top 10
Go
scores.
score.
Is it top 10 scores? I mean,
yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
top 10 players that score the ball the best.
Yeah, I guess it would be top 10 score. We need to do that.
Yeah,
list.
we will.
Once we do our top 10 players,
because that's a list that's position list,
knows?
and we just get to debate who's better at scoring.
Yeah,
that'll be so much fun.
You don't just look that up to base a list off either. So there'd probably be dudes I forget, but whatever.
Yeah, and there'd be a guy.
I think a lot of guys on this list would be on that list. I think so. I think
At
there's
least
like,
3.
I think there's like 3 guys on this list that would. Yeah,
Maybe 4.
maybe.
Number
2.
I don't think it's much of a question who's 1 and 2. Paul George is my number 2. A couple of years ago, he had an MVP like caliber season. And he's super talented. There's no knock on that. But Harden is one of the best shooting guards of all time. He's one of the best scorers in the history of basketball. And the best scorer in our lifetime, other than Kevin Durant, who is the greatest scorer in basketball history.
But even Harden's numbers are still
right there.
They're probably crazier than Durant's were. But Durant is just he's more of an in-game guy. Like
he's
he
the
will
best.
score on.
He's
anyone.
the number 1.
Harden is
on
more
the
of a
list.
draw fouls type guy.
Yep, absolutely. So Paul George at 2, Harden at 1. Harden is unreal. I can't wait to watch the Nets this next year, which I hate saying because I will root against them in 2 years.
Yeah, I think I would like rooting for the Nets. I kind of want to root for them though. Honestly, it's kind of weird. My career guys on the Nets. So.
Facts. That's gotta be.
It's pretty crazy, yeah. Because I didn't pick him. I got drafted by him, so it's like not bad. My number 2 is Paul George. Paul George, one of the best two-way players in the NBA, if not the best. He's probably top 5. I mean, Kawhi is obviously probably still number 1, but Paul George and Giannis, actually. I guess you could say Giannis, but Paul George just does it all. He really put the team on his back in this last year's playoffs after Kawhi got hurt. We could see another MVP type year out of Paul George this year. I mean, Kawhi is out for damn near the whole year.
I said put Paul George on the Kings. Put him on the Clippers.
Look at how he played last year after Kawhi went out. I mean, Kawhi, he's going to, as long as his teammates play pretty decent and they play good defense, Paul George has a chance to, I mean, he had that MVP year with Westbrook on his team. Like, he really could have a crazy year this year. It'd be awesome if he did. I hope he does. I got him at number 2. Number 1 is obviously James Harden. Harden is he's transformed his game. It's really cool to see that he did that because, you know, a lot of people would say he was a selfish player in Houston and everything, even though he averaged 36 and 12. Like
he wasn't selfish.
He wouldn't average 12, but he averaged like 11 assists last year with Brooklyn. Only averaged like 24, 25 points, but obviously when you're playing with Durant and Kyrie. But it's still weird that he's the 3rd leading scorer out of those 3 guys.
Well, he plays point guard out of those 3
Kyrie
guys.
averaged like 27 last year. So Harden, though, has really transformed his game, runs the offense for Brooklyn. Brooklyn has a chance to be like a really, really good regular season team. I do think they're going to sit their guys a lot so they don't have a situation like last year. But still, 2 out of their big 3 is going to win you a game pretty much every night. I mean, you play your big 3 in the big games, and other than that, you rest one of them. They're still going to win 60, at least 60 games this year.
2 top 10 players, 3 top 20 players in the NBA.
Maybe even top 15.
Yeah,
I mean,
Kyrie could be in there.
He's probably borderline. I mean, obviously, we'll see.
He's like the 6th best point guard.
Yeah, we'll see once we get to the list. But
yeah, we'll see. I say that. But
Harden at 1, though. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think that's the whole episode.
We had a pretty similar list, despite, I mean, our 3, 4, 5 was the same. That's like the hardest part.
Our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was the same.
Zach, JB was 1 different. We both had Klay at 8. Or wait, no, you had Shea at 8 and Klay at 9. But yeah, pretty similar list, surprisingly, for how difficult it is. So next Wednesday, we will wrap it up with top 10 point guards, and then we will do our top 25 players.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to do top 10 bags.
Yeah,
top 10
deepest
scores,
bags.
Because I'm excited
Well,
to
we
do
have
that,
to do our
honestly.
award prediction episode.
Yeah, but we'll do that like right before the season starts.
15 days.
Season. That's when. Is that when preseason starts, or is that when actual?
It's preseason.
Because preseason's still like 2 or 3 weeks before the actual
we've got
season.
a while.
So we'll see. But yeah, we're gonna be at the Lions game Sunday. So go Lions.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.